welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down the tactics, the history, and the immense stakes of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Okay, let's dive right into this. Look at this profound quote from Lionel Messi. It is crazy how things are unfolding. The sheer emotional gravity here is just off the charts. He said this through tears of indescribable joy after pulling off a miraculous semifinal win against England down in Atlanta. I mean, for a guy who has experienced every conceivable emotion in a 20-year career, someone who has basically achieved sporting saintliness, to see him brought to his knees, punching the air, well, it tells you exactly what this specific tournament means to him. The raw human drama of this moment feels like it was ripped straight out of a movie script. So, that brings us to the massive question framing this entire explainer today. Will Messi's final dance end in a blaze of cinematic glory, securing back-to-back World Cups for Argentina? Or will Spain's historically impenetrable defense rise up and ruthlessly crush that fairy tale? Make no mistake, folks, we are looking at a true heavyweight title fight. Two titans with entirely different philosophies clashing for total global supremacy.
All right, Section 1, Argentina, the defending champions.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is their SWOT breakdown. Argentina is, quite literally, a battle-tested winning machine. They arrive not just as the 2022 World Cup champions, but also the 2024 Copa America champions. Manager Lionel Scaloni has retained an incredible 17 out of 26 players from their triumph in Qatar. You just rarely see this level of cohesion and shared knockout experience in international football. But right there at the bottom is their glaring vulnerability. Lionel Messi is 38 years old. As Scaloni himself noted, the physical toll of playing intense knockout football over a grueling 39-day tournament in the North American summer heat is massive. Can those legendary, battle-worn legs hold up for one last 90-minute push? I mean, they barely held on in the semifinals, surviving what the press called a 6-minute tragedy for the opposition. They totally broke English hearts in a dramatic turnaround. England was leading, but Enzo Fernandez and Lautaro Martinez dug deep, showcasing sheer offensive willpower. It was a masterclass in late-game heroics that punched their ticket to New York. It really proved that even when fatigued, their attacking roster has incredible depth. They have the fight, and they have world-class goal threats well beyond just Messi. But honestly, the sheer physical exhaustion required to reach this stage has been staggering. Moving on to Section 2, Spain, the impenetrable fortress. Just look at this staggering statistic, 2-0. That is how Spain ruthlessly shut out Kylian Mbappe and the French national team in their semifinal in Dallas. In modern football, keeping a clean sheet against an attack of that sheer pace and caliber requires absolute defensive perfection. They didn't just win, they completely suffocated one of the most dangerous teams on the planet. And you can see that calculated, highly tactical mindset right here. Spanish scorer Pedro Porro said it perfectly after the match. We knew that to counter their strengths was key. This brilliantly highlights Spain's lethal tactical awareness under manager Luis de la Fuente. They don't just defend passively, hoping for the best. They strategically dismantle what you do best. They're youthful, they're hungry, and they are incredibly disciplined, operating with just a ruthless efficiency. In fact, heading into this match, Spain officially holds the best defensive wall in World Cup history. Nobody has been able to truly breach this fortress. But there is a slight crack in the armor we need to keep an eye on. They're facing a looming injury scare for their young superstar, Lamine Yamal. Yamal has been an absolute revelation, and whether he's at 100% could seriously be the difference maker. This slight vulnerability keeps the whole narrative incredibly grounded and adds a massive layer of intense suspense to Spain's preparations. Section 3, a perfectly deadlocked history. And this brilliantly illustrates why Sunday's showdown is so impossible to predict. Just look at these numbers. Across 14 previous encounters on the global stage and in friendlies, it is completely mathematically even. 6 wins for Argentina, 6 wins for Spain, 2 draws. You literally cannot script a more perfect historical parity. This data elevates the stakes from a regular tournament final to a definitive, once-in-a-lifetime tiebreaker. Someone's national legacy is getting permanently tilted on Sunday. Let's actually walk through this timeline of their most significant clashes. Interestingly enough, they've only ever met at the FIFA World Cup one time, way back in 1966 in England. Argentina won that group stage match 2-1, with Luis Artime scoring twice to eliminate the Spanish side. Fast forward a few decades later to a 2010 friendly, Argentina wins big again, 4-1. But then, look at 2018. In a pre-World Cup friendly in Madrid, Spain absolutely dismantled Argentina with a jaw-dropping 6-1 victory. When you put these eras side by side, the tension just skyrockets. In 1966, on the actual World Cup stage, Argentina triumphed and sent Spain packing early. But in their most recent brutal modern clash in 2018, Spain showed a terrifying capacity to completely humiliate the South Americans. This massive contrast between a distant World Cup past favoring Argentina and a recent, ruthless history favoring Spain proves exactly why this upcoming final is a completely unpredictable, edge-of-your-seat thriller.
Section 4. The ultimate halftime spectacle.
The 2026 World Cup final has officially elevated way beyond a standard soccer match. It has morphed into a Super Bowl-level global cultural phenomenon. The eyes of the entire world, and I mean everyone, not just diehard sports fans, will be glued to screens from New York to Buenos Aires to Madrid. It's a cinematic entertainment juggernaut designed to capture the attention of the entire planet simultaneously. To truly understand the sheer entertainment scale we are talking about here, just look at this confirmed halftime show lineup. We have global K-pop icons BTS, legendary rock band Coldplay, the queen of pop Madonna, and World Cup royalty Shakira all sharing the exact same stage. Stacking this unprecedented star power really underscores the massive cinematic scale of this North American tournament. It's an audiovisual masterpiece that guarantees the deafening energy in that stadium will remain at an absolute fever pitch, even when the players are back in the locker room. And finally, Section 5, the climax. But as the stage clears, the music fades, and the second half kicks off, we reach the climax. Let's slow down for a second and look at what this entire month-long tournament ultimately comes down to. It is the ultimate contrast of styles, stories, and footballing philosophies. On one side, you have Argentina's emotional, aging continuity, a gritty group of battle-tested brothers, fueled by the romantic narrative of trying to push their 38-year-old legendary captain across the finish line for one final trophy. On the other side, you have Spain's historic, youthful fortress, a perfectly oiled tactical machine, totally unbothered by sentimentality, looking to ruthlessly crush a fairy tale and establish a terrifying new era of European dominance. So, I want to leave you with this final thought to ponder before kickoff. After 14 historical matches, decades of bitter rivalry, exactly 6 wins for Argentina, exactly 6 wins for Spain, and 2 draws. Who will finally break the deadlock and etch their name into eternity? The stage is realistically set. The whole world is watching. Enjoy the match, everyone.